morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. Holding impeachment proceedings against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte at the same time is possible and permitted by the Constitution, according to a legal expert. Chinese military and maritime vessels have increased in number within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, particularly in the West Philippine Sea during the first week of 2026. The Philippines and the United Arab Emirates signed a long-awaited free trade agreement on Tuesday, witnessed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The AFP said claims of divisions within its ranks are far-fetched despite the relief of Army Colonel Audi Mongao for withdrawing support from President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the expedited release of the guidelines to scrub government-funded projects of political branding, Malacanang said Tuesday. Lingayen, Pangasinan was chosen as the launch site for the wider rollout of the government's 20 peso rice program, expected to benefit nearly 708,000 residents through cheaper rice. Fans of the hit Thai thriller Girl from Nowhere went into a frenzy after the series teased its long-awaited return and a possible new face for one of its infamous characters. Seasoned veterans Aiza Maizo Pontillas and Abby Marano found new homes for the upcoming Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference starting 31st of January. Today is the 14th of January 2026, Wednesday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Pag-asa reports that a low-pressure area inside the Philippine Area of Responsibility has a high chance of developing into a tropical storm depression within 24 hours. As of 3 a.m., it was located 755 kilometers east of Davao City. The trough of the LPA will bring cloudy skies with scattered rains over eastern Visayas, Davao Region, Caraga, Camiguin, Misamis Oriental, and Bukidnon. The northeast monsoon will cause cloudy skies with light rains over Cagayan, Isabela, Aurora, Cordillera Administrative Region, and the rest of Cagayan Valley. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will have isolated light rains from the easterlies. Residents are advised to stay alert and follow local advisories. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic is reported at the Balintawak Toll Plaza, Bocaue Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. Approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, motorists may encounter an approximate 5 to 6 vehicle queue. All other areas of NLEX, SSX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are experiencing light traffic conditions. Motorists are advised to stay alert and follow traffic advisories for a safe and smooth trip. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. A legal expert said that the 1987 Constitution allowed simultaneous impeachment proceedings against Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte, with no ban on filing multiple complaints. Senate President Vicente Tito Soto III said he will act swiftly on any case sent to the Senate. Malacanang said Marcos is ready to face any complaint, while Duterte dismissed renewed efforts as political leverage. Former IBP President Domingo Cayosa urged the Supreme Court to resolve pending issues from Duterte's earlier impeachment, previously voided for constitutional violations. The Armed Forces of the Philippines reported a rise in Chinese military and maritime vessels within the country's exclusive economic zone, particularly in the West Philippine Sea during the first week of 2026. From January 1 to 7, monitoring recorded 41 Chinese vessels across 4 areas, higher than the usual average of 25. These included PLA Navy, Chinese Coast Guard, and maritime militia ships near Bajo de Masinloc, Ayungin Shoal, Escoda Shoal, and Pag-asa Island. The AFP also confirmed the year's first harassment incident involving a Filipino fishing boat near Bajo de Masinloc. Now, the Philippines and the United Arab Emirates signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, the country's first free trade deal with a Middle Eastern nation, witnessed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi. The agreement aims to reduce tariffs, expand market access, boost investments, and create opportunities for Filipino professionals and MSMEs, covering sectors such as digital, trade services, agriculture, and manufacturing. The CEPA is expected to increase Philippine exports to the UAE by over 9% and strengthen trade ties with the Gulf region. The Armed Forces of the Philippines called claims of divisions within its ranks far-fetched, following the relief of Army Colonel Aldi Mangao for publicly withdrawing support for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Padilla said the military remains professional and united, with no loyalty checks planned. Mungao is undergoing investigation, has voluntarily returned to military control, and is cooperating. Supporters praised his stance as upholding the Constitution, highlighting that the AFP serves the people, not individual leaders. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the expedited release of guidelines to remove political branding or EPAL from government-funded projects under the 2026 General Appropriations Act. The rules bar officials from using public works or social services for self-promotion, limiting signage to project title, contract dates, contractor, and funding source. Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla warned of administrative sanctions for violators and urged public reporting. The DILG is upgrading its complaint system, while officials called on Congress to criminalize EPAL practices and impose stricter penalties beyond suspension. Lingayen, Pangasinan became the launch site for the expanded rollout of the government's 20 peso rice program, providing cheaper rice to nearly 708,000 residents. Coordinated through local governments, the program targets senior citizens, indigents, farmers, fishers, persons with disabilities, solo parents, and minimum wage earners. It also supports farmers by allowing the National Food Authority to buy more palay directly at fair prices. The Department of Agriculture aims to reach up to 60 million vulnerable Filipinos nationwide by year-end, while easing warehouse congestion and reducing middleman dependence. Now, fans of the Thai thriller Girl from Nowhere went wild after a teaser hinted at the show's long-awaited continuation and a possible new actress as Nano. On January 12, the series' social media posted a poster showing a girl in Nano's iconic uniform with her back to the camera, teasing Girl from Nowhere, The Reset, set to premiere March 7, 2026. Fans speculate that Thai-British GL star Becky Armstrong may take on the role, succeeding Chika Kitty Amatayakul, who ended Nano's story in 2021. Veteran volleyball stars Aiza Maizo Pontillas and Abby Marano have found new teams ahead of the Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference starting January 31st. Maizo Pontillas joins Galleries Tower, bringing leadership and experience to a young competitive squad, while Marano will anchor the middle for NX Led. Their former teams Petrogas and Cherry Tigo are skipping the season opening conference. Both are seasoned PVL players, with Maizo Pontillas holding multiple titles with UST, and Petrogas and Marano celebrated as one of the league's top blockers and a former national team captain. Now a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for rest and perspective, Gemini. Showing up while drained won't solve the problem. Pausing to recharge will make everything clearer. What you're mulling over may just be a small pothole on your long journey. Instead of overthinking how to fix it, explore ways to walk around it, jump over it, or wade through it, so you can keep moving forward with ease. Reflection and patience today will help you navigate obstacles with more clarity and resilience. Now, Katribu, did you know that on this day, January 14th of 1784, the Continental Congress ratified the Treaty of Paris, officially ending the American War for Independence? The treaty recognized the United States as an independent nation, sets its boundaries, granted fishing rights, and called for the return of confiscated property. It also promised repayment of debts and the release of prisoners of war. Despite the agreement, issues like British-held forts and debt collectors caused post-war tensions, contributing to events like Shays' Rebellion in Massachusetts, which tested the young nation's ability to maintain law and order under the Articles of Confederation. Now today's viral story comes from an Instagram reel by @Brandy, which has racked up 3.3 million views and will have you questioning just how comfortable this mother was at a coffee shop. In the clip, the son shows that they're at a coffee shop while his mom casually picks leaves off a malunggay branch as if she were at home. Netizens were quick to comment, "Nak, sabihin mo sa staff kakain na," and other funny reactions. That's all for now, mga katribu. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.